You guys all settled in Los Angeles?
Yes. We're back here from having shot in Alaska another feature this summer, and we're all settled here for now.
Yeah, I think we've been settled in Los Angeles for the last 7 years on my part and 14 years on Zoe's part. So we've become kind of transplant Angelinos.
Well, that's terrific. Hey, yeah. So tell me about this movie and how the idea got originated.
Well, the idea, the original title for the film was called Cuba, and I'm sorry, I was confusing films. My apologies. Raw Cut. The original idea for that, we were Daniel and I were traveling cross country.
Oh, okay.
And we were just talking like, oh, it'd be so great to make a film in Wyoming. And Daniel is just a prolific writer. I mean, he's so talented, and I'm just very lucky to have him, in my close sphere to bounce ideas off and have him write these great scripts. And I was like, what about Wyoming? And he pitched me a story that was very similar to that. And then by the course of the end of the trip, he had crafted this brilliant little meta thriller. And I was like, we have to make this.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we basically took a look at the resources that we had. We had a friend who had a really great cabin in Wyoming that we were staying in. We fell in love with the cabin, and we thought to ourselves, we need to build a story around this cabin. It's isolated. It's creepy at night. What can we do here? So we decided to make this little movie, Raw Cut, about 4 friends who go, hiking in the Wyoming wilderness, and only one makes it back.
Now, but why Wyoming? It seems like it could have been any setting. It could have been Montana. It could have been California. It could have been Alaska. It could have been anywhere.
Because the cabin was in Wyoming.
Okay.
No, really, because we took a look at the resources that we had to make a movie. Making a movie is no small endeavor. Even if you're making a low-budget movie, you're spending a lot of money. You're spending a lot of time. You're asking for a lot of favors from a lot of different people just to make it happen. And the easiest thing you can do for yourself is, to find your friends. Start off with your friends. Start off with your family. What resources do you have? And we have this really amazing cabin. And from there, we had this really amazing rustic wilderness. And we thought, okay, here's a story. We can tell a story in this setting right here. You know how, so many times you'll see a Woody Allen movie. He makes movies basically about every city that he visits. A movie about Paris, a movie about Madrid. And we were in Wyoming. We had this great little location, so we made a movie about that location. And we crafted this little movie, to support this wonderful location that we had. But you're right, it could have been anywhere. And, that's kind of like what we're doing. The next time, the movie that we shot in Alaska. And the reason for that was because Zoe has family in Alaska, and we had some really great, really great locations, really great benefits to shooting out there. So we will go where welcome, and we will shoot a movie anywhere, Gig.
Yeah, no, I'm not debating about Wyoming. I've seen. I was watching the movie and I noticed there's a lot of scenic shots. It looks like I thought it was like I was watching The Hobbit, like you guys are walking through the wilderness or something.
Well, that's pretty cool. That's I guess a good postcard for Wyoming. And they should film these movies in America. We got plenty of wildlife out here. We have some beautiful mountains and lakes and all sorts of stuff. They can film all those Hobbit movies out here, but I guess it's not taking a trip to New Zealand.
Now, talk about yourselves trying to star in being the main stars of the movie. Was that difficult to basically play in the movie, since you also you folks wrote and direct the movie?
Yeah, I mean, yes, there was challenges to that for sure, but yeah, it just I had great material. I had a great team. I had a great cinematographer, and it all just worked out. Like I don't think that I want to do it again. Like right now, I've completely shifted gears to being a full-time director because it's more fun for me to be able to spend that extra time behind the camera than having to split work, but it worked out. Like, it worked out. I was able to still craft my vision and, jump in front of the camera and jump behind it.
Yeah, it's tricky when, because we shot it's a very low budget feature, and we were wearing many, many different hats on the production. And so, as the producers, your main concern is making your days, making sure that at the end of the day you shot all the pages that you need to shoot, so you're not running overtime. And so it's really tricky, kind of like finding a fine line between, on one side, being the producer, saying, okay, we need to make these days, and then as the actor, your job as the actor is to, luxuriate in the art of it, and to, ask for another take, to take your time and craft your performance, and not to be rushed. Our job as producers is to create an environment where actors can feel free to create and be artists, but also where the actors, creating and producer, so it gets very difficult. Sometimes you want to take another take, but you knew inside, you're like, we can't, we don't have time for this, we gotta rush ahead. It's hard, it's tricky, but, with every movie that we make, we take off another hat, so we can just do the one thing better and better.
Now, it sounds like being a low budget film out in the wilderness, what was your greatest challenge?
Not falling off the mountain with the gear. As happened to our sound guy, he literally fell off. He went to the infirmary from falling off the mountain, and the woman was like, "Son, you fell off a mountain. Take these medications." And we were trucking stuff up and down mountains like Sherpas. You have to pack it in, pack it out. Because we're shooting in a state park. Like a national wilderness. So you can't leave your stuff there.
Although we did hide some grip behind a tree overnight.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we're like, and the cinematographer was so concerned. He's like, you don't think it was misfeel it? It's like if these people can move this out to feel it, they can have it.
Right. If they're moving a 100-pound mirror down 3 miles of mountain, God bless them. We'll pick it up at the bottom.
Laura, your character throughout the movie was holding a camera practically throughout the entire movie because she's filming her thesis. Was it what type of camera was that, and was it hard to act and film at the same time?
Well, it was a Canon T2i, and although you'll see you'll see my character's footage in the film. It wasn't hard because I just would
she's always carrying around the camera anyway. It's just very natural for her.
Right. But in life, I'm always carrying the camera. But I just would press record and just live as the character, filming the world through the character's eyes. So it was and this film is very meta. It's like. It's not a found footage film in the sense of a found footage film. It's not a film where a third character stumbles across this footage. It's a woman who is so affected by the concept of, fame or found footage or Hollywood or this whole idea that, she takes it to an entirely, new level without, giving away anything. And so, in that sense, it was fun, it was interesting, getting to be both the director and the actor on screen.
Yeah, I was actually pretty impressed. I was thinking to myself, going, gosh, that's one great camera. It has a lot of batteries and a lot of film memory on that thing.
Right, exactly. Yeah. You never see her change the battery or charge it up.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking throughout the entire in my mind. It was like, oh wow, she never changed the memory card. She never changed the battery. That's one awesome camera.
Yeah, it was a 120 gig card.
Yeah, it's like in those action films where a 6-shooter shoots off 140 rounds.
Yeah. Could you tell me about the other cast members, how you recruited them, and how did they do for your project?
They were, they were friends. They were friends, and we were familiar with their work. It was a really organic, easy way of just saying, hey, are you interested in being involved in this project? They read the script. We did a little table read. Very quickly, we just gelled together as a cast and decided to go off and shoot this thing. In all these smaller, lower budget features, you're taking a risk. You're taking a risk, first off, that the movie will even be finished. You're taking a risk that'll turn out, hopefully, as good as you read it on the page. And it's easier to take that risk with friends. You know what to expect. You know if you can get along with them or not, because that's another part of the process, right? I mean, you're going to be in close quarters and working with these people for, in our case, we shot it pretty quickly, a couple, 3 weeks, but sometimes you're on set for a lot longer. And, we knew that these are friends of ours that we could work with.
Yeah. So, the idea for this movie is supposed to be like a thriller, where one friend just basically went crazy right towards the end. Was something like the idea actually came into mind? Was it like, because it was very like Alfred Hitchcock type of thriller ending?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Is that what you guys were going for?
Yeah, and even with the composer, the music, very Hitchcockian. Yeah, thank you for that.
That really is, that's the sort of pacing and tempo and just sort of genre of film that, it attracts the both of us. These movies that kind of keep you guessing. That kind of, how long can you prolong the suspense? How long can you keep people interested and figure out what the heck is happening, and then hopefully you give them a good payoff. But that's exactly the sort of genre that we were going for. And like Zoe said, especially with the music as well, that just added, this like really nice level of creepiness to the film.
Yeah, I was going to ask about the music, because I thought the music was the creepiest part of the film. Sometimes I close my eyes, I could probably still hear that music. Who developed the music?
Yeah, it's a composer that we work with on all our films. His name is Ramirez, and he is a genius. Like we are so blessed to have him. He is as
classically trained musician, composer.
Yeah, he's Chilean. He's moved to the States. He's writes for big bands. He's produces for big names, and somehow has graced our little project with his talent. I don't know how we got so lucky, but we're definitely he is as part of the team as the cinematographer and the writer. I mean, when we go into pre-production on films, the conversation starts with him. Like he's in that as important to the output as any of the other players. And just I can't say enough about him. We love him.
And it's interesting because watching a movie without music is pretty funny. I don't know if people have ever had that experience, but when you're making films, you see films in all sorts of all stages along the way. But when you're watching a film with no music in it, it is really weird. Like even our cinematographer, who talks all the time about film being a visual medium, he's like, who cares about the writing? Who cares about the pictures? And then he'll watch the finished product without the music, and he goes, there's something missing. Where's the music?
Yeah.
And music adds such an important element to it, and we're very lucky to work with him.
Good. Yeah, give my regards to your music composer. He did a really good job.
Thank you.
Now, for certain fans that are eager to wait for this movie, when can they actually see this movie?
Well, we think it will have a digital release winter, this winter or early January.
Yeah, you can check our website, lockandmonkey.com. We will have information about when it's being released online. But this Friday, it's the world premiere at the La Femme Film Festival. You could just go to lafemme.org, I think, and type in the movie Raw Cut, and come and see it this Friday at 6 p.m. at LA Live, in the movie theaters at LA Live. So if you're in Los Angeles, come and check it out.
Terrific. You guys, after this movie, it sounds like you guys are already on to your next project. Is it another thriller?
Well, our next project, in fact, is a thriller, but we had a project in between that we shot this summer, which was a romantic drama.
Oh, that's
the one that we shot. So we totally, took a 180 as far as genre, and it was
from blood to love.
From blood to love.
Back to blood.
Yeah, but we're going back to the blood here, and early spring of 2014, we're going up to film that, and that's going to be a dark, suspenseful thriller with a different. It'll be more like in the vein of a Stanley Kubrick film. So, yeah, in the vein of The Shining. So it's a good, creepy ghost story.
Oh,
we're trying. We're working as much as we can. We're a small production company. We write our own stuff. We find people that we believe in, and we get their material. We try to find a good sweet spot, in terms of movies, like fun genres, budgets that we can do business in. We try to get, the most bang for the buck we can with actors. The last movie that we did was called Mining for Ruby, and that has Jonathan Bennett, Misha Barton, Billy Zane, and the next one will have some more people. So, we're working.
Well, that sounds awesome. Well, I look. Good luck with your movie. I thoroughly enjoyed your movie. I watched it, and slept really late. Couldn't sleep immediately.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay, I appreciate the interview, and good luck this weekend.
Yeah,
Excellent. Thank you. It's a pleasure talking to you.
Hey, nice speaking with you folks. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.